Hi Shell Point, I'm Brian Hines here with another Tech Talk. This week we've got John Thorpe to talk about Dakim Brain Fitness.
Great. Brian, thanks for having me. Dakim Brain Fitness is a product that is in line with the UCLA Longevity Center. It is supported by Dr. Small, who was here last month, and the Dakim Brain Fitness is consistent with brain training, and it is a brain game that helps folks maintain and improve their memory function. It actually got started by the founder who was looking for a tool for his father who was suffering from mild cognitive impairment, and he actually saw some positive results and then decided to take that product to market.
Right. And over time the product has really developed. So started out as just kind of the founder and his father, and has really developed over time into multiple domains. There's long-term memory, short-term memory, language, computation, visuospatial, and executive function.
Exactly. And when you say it really developed, this was one of those rags to riches story that started out in the man's garage and has developed. But the program has over 1,000 games. So someone can use that program and just literally never run out of content. It will never repeat. Wow. The content's actually being developed and evolves over time. So as each user plays games, more and more content's being developed.
Sure.
But you mentioned one of the modules, short-term memory. An example of that is where you would obviously log on to the system, and they would read a story and show you maybe an old newspaper and just go into some great detail about a story that happened in the news. And then shortly thereafter, you would just be asked some simple questions about the story that you had just heard. So that's an example of the short-term memory module.
Okay. So my understanding is the tool has a unique way of evaluating the player of the game and defining how hard to make the levels.
You know, I was very concerned about that, because if we're going to roll this out at Shell Point, we want everyone to succeed. But we don't want it to be so easy to where people are going to get bored.
Right.
But we don't want it to be so hard to where people are going to fail. So there's some programming within Dakim that prevents 100% success and or failure.
Sure. So my understanding is the tool uses past history to analyze what's best to be played for individual users. But my real question is, how does it define what topics to cover?
That's a great question. When I played the game, I thought, I'm pretty strong analytically, so I'll just pick all the analytical games.
Sure.
But it didn't allow me to do that. I am forced to participate in each of those modules. So I really, as a user, I don't get to pick and choose what I want to play. Dakim, to your point, looks at my history, and they decide what level I am going to be in each one of those content areas. So from an analytical perspective, I may be at a more difficult area than the visuospatial, for example.
Got it. So John, obviously you've played the game quite a bit. What's the recommendation on how frequently to play?
So Dakim recommends, as does Dr. Small, that we exercise every day, we eat nutritiously all the time,
Sure.
we try to reduce our stress as much as we can, and that we exercise our brain at least once a day. So the Dakim Fitness program, it takes between 20 and 30 minutes to do in each session, and we should do it each and every day. It's something that should be scheduled as just part of your day. So you have breakfast, you do Dakim. You know, you go for a walk, you do Dakim. But it's a daily event that the clinical research has proven is valuable. So it's not a short-term, you do it when you can.
Sure. So it sounds like an exciting product. What's the next steps to bring it here to Shell Point?
So we have our brain training classes that are going to start in March, and we are going to be rolling out and offering to the community Dakim Brain Fitness to everyone.
Okay. Shell Point, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing the Dakim Brain Fitness product to the community.